Let's figure out what's going on in the world with the ADD news. Then we kick off a brand new hour of the show. First thing we do is get you into the 420 hang with the Dirty Heads. That'll be on Saturday, which is your 420. A lot of reminders because we know your short-term memory is shot. And we're even talking about potentially bringing back a live dank tank. Last time we did that, Allie, was a year ago at Pink's when we went there for the big unveiling of the Ham Dogger. And we had a bunch of people that were unveiling their 420 idea, their creations for the dank tank in front of a live panel of judges. We think we could recreate that at our 420 event this Saturday. So if you have ideas, you're sitting on them, you may have an opportunity to share them with the masses. We'll get to all of that coming up. But first, your news right now.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. I can already feel myself getting dumber.
All right, so most people have a love-hate relationship with California. It can be very frustrating to live here. The quality of life in LA County is apparently now at a 9-year low, according to a new study done by UCLA. But for the first time in years, the population in California is growing. And for a lot of years, it was dwindling. We lost almost 1 million people to the, hey, I'm just going to go work remote movement.
I'm moving to Texas. That was a big one.
I'm moving to Texas. I'm moving to Arizona. I'm moving to anywhere where I don't have to pay as many taxes, and I'll try and keep my job, work remotely. Then the whole work remote trend dwindled, and people had a decision to make. Now, for the first time in years, the population in California is growing again, and they're not sure if it's people that are coming back to California or people that are like, hey, you know what? Now that I think about it, the weather's good, the housing's good, insurance isn't a problem. Got to head out to California.
You know, I know 5 people that moved out of state, since COVID, but most of it was, during that time. 3 have since moved back.
Really?
2 stayed out. 3 moved back.
My sister is one of the people who did that. She moved out of California, and she says she's never going to come back. But I do think she doesn't want to stay where she is.
Yeah.
So I think she doesn't know what she's going to do, but she's like, I don't want to go back to paying taxes. And I think wherever she goes is going to be the cool place, right? But then I have some other friends that are like, you can tell they want to move back, but they're still not going to because it's really hard to move back here. Like once you're in, you got a place to live. It's like Jake living in his apartment where he was like, it was kind of rent controlled. You don't want to leave a situation like that, So then when you leave and you have to come back, it's like much harder than it was the first time.
The part that is so stupid about living here is that taxes are crazy expensive, and you would think because of how much we spend on taxes, it would be pleasant everywhere. But there's just disasters all over the place. Potholes everywhere that can't get fixed. The Panga Canyon, I think, is still shut down. Who even knows how many days that's going to be shut down for? It's been like months. And they just can't seem to figure out. And then obviously you have the homeless stuff and everything else, all the major problems you'd have in any big city. But that's the part that's so annoying is like, if you want to live in a place where the taxes are super high, which I think they're pretty much as high here as anywhere in the country, you would just like to believe that
you get some benefit.
At least they're being spent to like make it a great place to live all the time, and that's just unfortunately the problem. I promise you, if someone were to look through the way that money is spent, you should see the way that they look around here. Now, this company's not doing great, but they look at every little penny that is spent on anything, and they go, do we need to spend that penny? No, let's go ahead and not spend it. And as a result, we're all very underpaid and overworked, et cetera. But I feel like the way that the government works, especially here, they're like, all right, what are they saying it's going to cost? All right, whatever, double it. Let's pay it. It just feels like there's no one actually looking at the numbers, and they're paying way too much for everything.
That would be crazy if no one was looking at the numbers.
It's what it feels like, Allie. Remember
there's so many people that are...
What is the number they said it was going to cost to repaint that building in downtown L.A. that got spray painted? They came up with a crazy number. They're like,
I think it was like $3 million.
Yeah. And then they're like, all right, go for it.
I could get in there and do it for... dude, give me a couple of grand, I could do it.
You got a few task rabbits down there, a couple cans of paint.
Totally.
$50. That building is painted fresh, and
they're not going at it with like a scavenger's mindset, which we are. We're just trying to save every penny we have.
100 studies, and we gotta do this. We gotta check out this. We gotta do some scientific things.
Some guy gives them a bill and goes, "Listen, I can paint your building, but it's going to be $3 million." And someone is like, "All right, whatever." So
I don't want to go and get comparison quotes.
If you call when I call a task rabbit to come over, and the guy's like, it's going to be 100. I'm like, all right, I'll call 3 other people, and I'll find a guy to do it for 75.
The sleuthing that you do because you feel like it's going to pay off, you're going to save a little bit, even if it's just $100. All right, Klein, you have never worn makeup as a straight man, correct?
I should start. I see guys wearing makeup. Like, I think Johnny wears makeup.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because
Yeah, Omar used to wear
Omar used to, but more and more men are wearing makeup. They have some stats, and they basically said that makeup usage, of course, is widespread among everybody, but almost half of men participate in wearing makeup in some capacity, and it peaks.
But they're not talking about like foundation and that kind of girly stuff, right?
Or just some kind of concealer, and more men, like Brad Pitt, I think, came out with some kind of a skincare line that maybe has some makeup in it.
That dude is fugly, so he needs it.
Yeah. Okay.
More and more guys, and like, quote, straight guys are coming out with saying like, hey, yeah, I do occasionally wear makeup. And it's like, I'm just warning you. Once you go down that road, it's very hard to go back.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because when you start wearing makeup every single day, and then you're like, oh, this will look a little bit better. My skin tone's a little more even. Then when it doesn't look like that, you start really feeling bad.
You know, it's funny. One time I did when you do like a TV thing, they put makeup on you, and it's little. It's like bronzer or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can't say no to it because they said. I think it was when I was on Shark Tank. They put a bunch of makeup on me. You know.
You
and
can't
then
tell.
I know. I walked around, but I walked around.
Sounds like you just got out of a Shark Tank.
I shot that during the day, but then at night I was walking around and I had like two different people be like, "Wow, you look great today" for some reason. And I was like, and I didn't realize what it was, and I realized, oh, it's because I had makeup on. I feel like you can go up a point. Some people, women without makeup, it's like a 10-point difference. Mm-hmm. Like a 1 becomes a 10.
Your skin gets used to it. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna start wearing makeup. I decided.
I think you should.
All right, holding you to it.
And Klein, since you love a pop-up, just thought I'd let you know that there's another one you got to check out, and it's coming right down the street at the Grove. It is the open-air library installation brought to you by Taylor Swift to promote her new album.
Oh, you got to go.
It started yesterday.
I only like pop-up
today and tomorrow.
I like pop-up restaurants. I like pop-ups where you can eat.
Dude, what if they had
chicken tenders?
All right, I'm in.
Come on, it's a pop-up librry. It's.
Well, I don't go to
a regular. Speaks volumes.
If that's a real library, there better be a homeless guy showering in the sink, and someone else who's trying to.
It's truly LA.
Yeah, that's a real library.
Klein, Alley, Show. KROQ. KROQ.
KROQ, Klein, Alley Show. Let's get into your news in just a moment, but first, let's make this guy's day a lot better. Or is it a lady? Pacoima, who's this?
Hi, this is Hugo.
Hugo, how would you like to go see The Offspring?
I would love it.
All right.
They're on my to see band.
They're on your what now?
They're on my to-do list, to see band. I haven't seen them in all my life, so I always wanted to see them.
It's a long name for a list.
That's quite a list right there. How do you even have room to write the bands down once you get the title figured out? All right, hold on.
These are my to-do to see sometime in my lifetime.
Let's get you quickly before you continue writing your list. You will be at Yamava to see The Offspring. The tickets are yours, all right?
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, guys.
It's happening on April 25th, so you don't even have to wait that long to see The Offspring. That'll be some show, man. Noodles was just on with us last week, and I think we got into the fact, and of course, bands are never going to say they're worse now than they were 5 years ago, but after seeing them at Acoustic, I think The Offspring, and I've seen them quite a few times, as good now as they've ever been, maybe the best version of themselves, and Noodles agreed. It's 100%. They're having so much fun right now.
Here they are, right here.
You can hear it. I mean, you can hear it.
That's the Cranberries.
That's on your to-do band list right there, as it should be, Hugo. Hold on, all right?
It definitely is.
Hold on. We got more chances to win those tickets, I'm sure, coming up this week.
It's definitely on your list, really.
Let's get to your news now. Then we kick off a brand new hour of the show. And if you want to win more tickets, we got access to our 420 Hang with the Dirty Heads, and that'll be happening just after this.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for some ADD news. My therapist says I'm good enough.
So the word influencer gets tossed around a lot lately, but who are the people that truly influence the world around us? According to the Times, it always boils down to 100 people. They have released their new list of the 100 most influential people in the world. And some of these lists have been controversial in the past. I know there are some politicians that get put on there, and then people have opinions about it. But the list is a little tamer this year, and I'm not seeing the Elon Musks or the Jeff Bezoses. Jack Antonoff is on the list, Patrick Mahomes, Elliot Page, Michael J. Fox, Maya Rudolph.
You got to get the Bojangles.
Is Bojangles on the list?
No, but I'm seeing a guy named Effin' Kevin, which is weird.
Oh, yeah, my old radio persona, finally.
I don't know what clip to play.
So don't worry about it.
The most influential clip, Omar.
Don't play.
You gotta get Bojangles there. Just go back to the well.
You gotta get Bojangles on that list.
Yeah, Gavin Newsom, Dev Patel, Dua Lipa, Jeffrey Wright, Taraji P. Henson, and your friend Mark Cuban, Klein.
Bring me a hoe too, and your tickets are yours.
Quiet down, Effin'
is
Kevin.
true influence.
Cuban made the list, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, but it's weird because there were some, business moguls, quote unquote, that I would expect to see on there that weren't on there. So I guess they kind of shook it up this year. All right, there have been many attempts to tackle what they call the homelessness problem here in Southern California. They've put a bunch of new programs in place. They've built housing. They've cleared out encampments. And if you are homeless, you have a couple of choices on how you want to react to all this. One group has decided, you know what, since they're clearing everything out, let's build a stronger structure. So I don't know if you've seen this video, but along the 110 in Highland Park, there is now a full-on house that has been built. It's got a stone wall. It's got a walkway. This is on the side of the freeway. They've got a front door with a porch. They've got electric-powered twinkle lights. They've got a hammock for relaxing. If you look at the video, aside from the fact that the roof is a tarp, it looks like a house.
They built a home.
They built a home.
They're no longer homeless.
It's not even an encampment. It's like an englampment. It looks really nice. And they have set up shop there, and there's 6 people that live in it. And the residents are saying they're quiet. They're pretty good neighbors.
Jake, maybe
it doesn't really bother us that
so
much,
stoked.
and it's not like an eyesore because it's not just a bunch of tents and tarps. They put in some effort, and it's going to be hard for them to clear this out. And I've always wondered could you just build a house anywhere? If you find just a vacant spot and you just build a house, what can they really do?
I mean, the answer is they can come and they can tear it down and say you don't have the rights to build here.
I know, but it would take so much time for that to happen.
If you do have, I had the guy that lived in the van in front of my place. Remember the mystery of the shoes, the feet in the van?
Oh, we remember the shoe mystery.
At one point, even though I was, would have been better to not have a guy living in a van in front of my place, I was thinking this is probably better than a lot of other options.
Of course.
So if you get good homeless people squatting or living outside of your dwelling, sometimes you go, would I rather there was no homeless people here? Probably, but is this better than the alternative where it's a guy that's got 19 shopping carts and 5,000 bags full of stuff? Probably.
Right, or someone who seems like they're tripping on drugs all the time or could be violent. I mean, These guys seem very peaceful, and they're making an effort to call a place home and make it, and they're doing what they can, right?
When we met Pantyhose Greg, he was homeless. I think he was living in his car at one point, and now his whole life has turned around. He even left us this message yesterday.
Good morning, it's Pantyhose Greg, and I just put on a pair of sheared away, silky, smooth, shiny tan pantyhose, and I feel so sexy. I love wearing pantyhose.
So you could always have that guy.
Play those clips, I always feel dirty afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, imagine if that guy's living in front of your place. So thank God they got that guy in a home.
Glad
away.
he has housing. Glad he's inside safe.
All walls, no windows. That's what we need.
All right, more and more men are doing something that I don't think they are brave enough to admit to one another. It's something that women do every single day, but more and more men are doing it.
Is the makeup thing? We already talked about that.
We already talked about the makeup. Here's the next step. More and more men are peeing sitting down.
Trendsetter. Trendsetter.
Doctors are the ones outing most of these men to the public, and I think it's very brave, Klein, that you're able to admit that you go sitting down most of the time. You are doing it, and it's good for you, according to some doctors. They believe that it's the most effective way to empty your bladder, and it's more sanitary than going standing up because you don't get the splashback. And it's funny because, we're starting to think about potty training and stuff, and Wesley... For myself.
Oh, smart. Now's the time.
For our kid, and I was like, man, he doesn't really ever see men in the house, going to the bathroom.
I'll show him a video of me. Do you want me to go over there?
But it's funny because I've asked, the dads, the grandparents, some friends even, and they're like, oh, I go sitting down. And I'm like, when is this kid going to see anybody stand up to pee? I don't think he's going to, he's just going to learn to do it sitting.
Sitting's great.
I know why why Klein does go sitting down is because if he goes down, he goes in a stall and he doesn't have the ability to flash his coworkers as he did yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
I don't want to get into this now because this was an accident that happened here in the workplace.
It was not an accident. This is the second time you've done it.
One time was in a movie theater, though, and one time
No, here at the workplace. This is the second time you flashed another coworker.
I didn't flash a coworker. I was rushing in.
That's exactly what happened.
I was rushing in to use the bathroom between a song, and I turned the corner and didn't think anyone was in the bathroom, so I already kind of was out and ready to go.
Ew.
And then the guy...
does that?
A lot of people, when they're rushing to go to the bathroom.
A lot of people? Why don't we take a vote among the office and see who does that? And
If you
open
the bathroom door, you don't see anyone in there. and you know that you're just going to make one left into a urinal, you can start.
You wait till you get to the urinal.
Dude, I had like a Sum 41 song to give 2 minutes to go to the bathroom, so I pulled it out early, and then a guy walked.
What's that going to save you? Half a second?
Less for him.
Yeah. All right, you make a good point.
Well, in your email, you said, I walked into the men's room, unzipped so fast, and turned the corner into a coworker. Am I gay?
Well, I almost... Yeah, okay.
Is that what you wrote?
Just wanted to read it verbatim.
Klein Alley Show.
Allie is like a silly, kind of funny, heavy-set lesbian.
You guys are really hilarious, especially Klein. He's all hairy and stupid, you know? But I love you.
My name's F and Kevin. Hello.
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, welcome back to KROQ. Another hour starts now on a Wednesday morning. How the hell goes it? Klein here, Allie there.
Hi.
Jake the Nerd, DJ Omar Khan, Postmaster.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's F and Kevin, most influential of the year.
Just picture that being said with his junk out.
I was very apologetic, and I don't know if the coworker knows.
Who was it?
I don't want to say which one it was, but it doesn't work.
An
Let's talk
engineer,
about it
I
on
hope
the
it
air.
No,
was.
it doesn't work at this station. Works at another station, but
It doesn't matter.
I
like to talk to him. I want to see what his reaction was, what he thought of you.
Tell me what station, because it highly matters. Was it news or the gay station?
He's the guy, not at the gay station.
Did he say this?
Love that tool.
No, he
Yeah, Radio Bros.
he's the guy that bikes to work sometimes. Who shows up in his spandex? He wasn't wearing
I
spandex.
feel like he'd be, he'd make some kind of comment. Like,
I don't think he knew that
like the equivalent of good shop.
I didn't get that. It was kind of like I threw out a very clear whoa my bad, and then I kind of did
Yeah, but that's how those videos start.
It was like a
where
pick
then
and
the
roll.
other guy's like, "Hey, man, I'm not like that."
All right.
And then they're like, "Actually, never mind." And they
Whatever.
get on their knees.
This PSA: don't run into a bathroom pre-unzipped unless you know you have the bathroom to yourself, or you may end up walking into someone junk out. I did that
or
one.
unless you're getting paid.
I didn't realize I did it here before. I did that one time at a movie theater because I was rushing to the bathroom in there in the movie. I don't want to miss much, so I started the unzip process. And once again, a guy walked out of the sink area, and I kind of brushed into him like almost a weird joust of some sort.
A joust? Why was it?
Well, the one-sided joust.
But why were you up?
Why were you? Yeah.
I wasn't up.
What kind
I
of
was,
movie was
no,
this? I didn't want to miss anything, so I said I just have to
I'm
be
gonna,
really quick.
I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Roy. We kick off every hour by getting into our 420 show with the Dirty Heads happening on Saturday at a top secret location, and we got a whole day planned of fun festivities, food, and all the 420 goodness you could expect. It's a joint venture with Klein Alley Show, the Dirty Heads, and High Hopes on Hulu. Hey, Roy, what's up?
Hey, sweet divots, Allie and Klein. Good morning.
Sweet Divots, Saturday. I don't know what your plans are, but right around 4:20 in the afternoon, we're going to tell you where to be. Be there, and you will enjoy yourself thoroughly, all right?
Thank you.
Hold on one second. We got more chances to win coming up. Let's get on this Sum 41 song. I can't believe this is the song that we're playing now. The same song I rushed to try to urinate during, Allie.
Oh, are you having PTSD?
Very clever. Here's your Sum 41. We get into a new hour of the show next.
The world famous KROQ.
Klein Alley Show.
Klein Alley Show.
I'm going to send you to see that band. 10 years in the making since you were able to see No Doubt, unless, of course, you were at Coachella last weekend. But if you are feeling left out because you saw the videos, the pictures, and we're not there, we will get you into Weekend 2 Coachella coming up just after 9 o'clock with the return of the 10-second talent show. Everyone on the planet has at least 10 seconds of talent. You don't need to have much more than that. I mean, to succeed as a band and make it to Coachella or to go on one of those TV shows where you're competing for a prize, you need more than 10 seconds of talent. Right here on the radio, 10 seconds is more than enough. Mm-hmm. So if you've got 10 seconds of talent, whatever it may be,
I have 10 seconds of your talent here.
I would prefer you don't play it. Da 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 da. So if you can try to be more talented than that guy, you could win yourself some Coachella tickets. We'll get into that just after 9 o'clock here at KROQ. Right now, though, let's figure out what's going on in the world with your news. We'll do that and then get you into our 420 show as well. Lots going on this morning.
Grab your Adderall. It's time for ADD News. Oh, I dropped my pizza.
It's a theme show.
Yeah. You know what my mom always says? If things aren't going well, you file for bankruptcy and start a new life.
Smart woman.
It's great advice. She's done it, and look at her now. She's happy as a clam. Many companies have filed for bankruptcy already this year, and the next one potentially could be Red Lobster. They have been mulling over the idea of Chapter 11 bankruptcy. They're meeting with their lawyers and trying to figure it all out because they want to consolidate their debt. And a large part of their debt comes from the endless amounts of endless food options that they have at Red Lobster. I was looking on their website, and they have, of course, their endless shrimp, but they also have shrimp 3 ways for $20, and they had their first ever endless lobster event, which just seems ridiculous because everywhere else you go, lobster is incredibly expensive. But not only is it affordable at Red Lobster, you can get endless amounts of it, which seems like a bad business plan. I remember I took Katie, I think it was like 2 years into dating, I took her on a big date to Red Lobster.
That was a big date?
Yeah, I was like, we're going to have a big seafood dinner. I'm treating you to lobster. And she was
and
like...
a seafood dinner afterwards, too.
Yeah, that's true. It was a theme night.
With an all-you-can-eat, followed by another all-you-can-eat.
No, we had tacos after, okay?
Oh, okay. That's clever, too.
But after the dinner, she was like...
Are you setting us up for this stuff, Allie, or did you really take your lesbian date out for all-you-can-eat seafood followed by tacos? Because I don't even know anymore what is real and what is a euphemism. I've completely lost it.
Then I've done my job.
All right.
But I think afterwards
Then we picked out carpet samples and, called it a day.
She said that she was like, I didn't like that. It was gross. And she was like, seafood shouldn't be that cheap. And she's kind of right. There's no reason why seafood is supposed to be the most expensive option at every restaurant.
I think everything they have comes in bags and it's all like frozen and stuff.
Forget about the seafood. I know that's the whole ploy. It's the Cheddar Bay biscuits. That's everything. That's their bread. That is their literal bread and butter. It's the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah, but it can't hold them.
Well,
it's not enough.
It should. They should show
one good menu item that's very cheap is not enough to keep you going.
I still think the Cheddar Bay biscuits, as good as any bread you'll get at a restaurant anywhere.
I wonder how much they could make if they just sold the recipe.
Well, I think they sell it now at the grocery store. They sell boxes of Cheddar Bay biscuits.
But like to sell the recipe to a big company
and
just be like, hey, here's give me millions of dollars.
The problem is they underestimated just how much shrimp the all-you-can-eat people would eat, and we ate way too much of it.
Well, in those all-you-can-eat things that like Joey Chestnut does, where it's like eat a bunch of hot dogs, eat a bunch of this. I think eat a bunch of seafood is like the big, they have the biggest records.
Oh,
because it's not filling, and you can eat. That's why they have crab feeds and all that kind of stuff, because people feel like they can really put down a lot of seafood.
Because the ocean feels like it's endless.
You dip that in butter.
Right. Oh, that's true.
It's
just right down your throat.
Slides right down. You don't know what you're doing. Okay. A couple of quick reboot updates. Every successful show and movie now is being rebooted these days, and a whole new crop of them were recently announced. We know that Naked Gun is getting a reboot. Liam Neeson, we knew, was going to be starring in it. Now they have added Pamela Anderson to the cast, so she's going to be playing opposite Liam Neeson. Then you have the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader reboot, and it's not Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, it's going to be Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?
Oh.
And it is officially being hosted by Travis Kelce, so they just confirmed that. And I'm like, why are they going with celebrity? Why don't they just go with the fifth graders? That was fine the way it was.
Yeah,
it seems like celebrity is so. I feel like celebrity versions of game shows do well for a hot minute, and then people are kind of over it.
I just think the world got a little woke, and now it's not okay to make fun of kids for being dumb, so we can make fun of celebrities.
The kids were smart. That's the whole point. Is that they were sitting there with the desks and the pencils, and that was the whole gimmick.
Well, whatever. Congratulations, Travis Kelce. You need more things to distract you from football.
Scary Movie is being remade. Melrose Place is being remade. And then I think this is technically a sequel, but it's been a long time, so it could qualify as a reboot. They're doing Gladiator 2. All right. Have you ever bought alcohol for a minor? If you see somebody hovering outside of a liquor store, they seem underage, and then they go up to you and say, hey, could you do me a solid and buy me a pack of beer?
Yeah,
Would you do it?
I had great success as a minor convincing overage people to buy me alcohol. I was very good at it.
What was your opening line?
If you buy us a case of beer, we'll give you extra to buy yourself a case of beer.
Oh.
Yeah. A couple times we got ripped off by bums, but that's expected. and then a couple times people did say they were going to call the cops on us. But for the most part, I was pretty successful.
So
I had to find a guy that was with a girl that was trying to act cool because he wanted to get some.
Oh.
So I'd look for a guy that clearly was like on a date with a girl, and then he'd want to come across like not a square. So I'd be like, hey, cool older guy, you want to get us some beer? And he would be like, I don't know, man. And she'd be like, come on, do it, Chad. And he's like, all right, whatever.
Of course it's Chad.
Yeah. Like, you got to look for a Chad. Chads will buy you beer.
So it wouldn't just be like a solo guy.
No, that was that never worked.
Well, they're going to crack down on it, they said, in LA County because it's gotten out of hand. And they ran this operation. It's called Operation Shoulder Tap. And what they would do is they would put a teenager in front of a liquor store, but they were being supervised by cops. Like that were hiding.
Hey, Vanessa, I feel like you could play this role.
Oh,
Vanessa,
my God, totally.
Vanessa, you very well could look. I mean, you could
like
be
a
underage.
21 Jump Street situation.
Yeah, we should send Vanessa in. I don't want to narc out the places, though, but...
You should totally do that. I bet people would buy you booze, Vanessa.
Yeah, but what's going to happen? I'm actually of age.
No, you're not going to buy it. You're going to ask people on the way into stores.
I know.
Yeah, you can
but
say...
no one's going to get in trouble.
Yeah, you dumbass.
Yeah. Vanessa, we'll give you like...
Are you underage? How are you not getting this?
We'll give you like a big lollipop to hold or something.
Yeah.
So they'll
Can we
think
put your hair in pigtails?
Yeah, they'll think you're a child.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do pigtails and a big lollipop, and you stand out there with like a tricycle, and you're like, "Hey,
I want a wine cooler.
Can you buy me some booze? Let's just see."
Ask for some Zima.
Let's see what percentage of people agree. It's a social experiment. We're doing.
We're doing Operation Shoulder Tap.
Yeah, you're part of Shoulder Tap.
Okay. But I don't feel like I look like a kid.
You absolutely look like a kid.
Yeah, when I get you this big lollipop, you're gonna look like a kid. Don't worry. Okay?
You should see the size of the lollipop.
It's massive. We're going to kick off a brand new hour of the show right now by getting you into our 420 hang. Let's do it.
Klein Alley Show.
Hey, I just want to let you guys know that y'all give me eargasms every time I listen to you. Oh, baby.
Dong dong, sweet divots, rock and penny lines. Am I right? That's like my favorite one.
On Audacity's Klein Alley Show.
Oh, my God!
106.7 KROQ FM in HD Pasadena, Los Angeles, Orange County. This is the world famous KROQ.
All right, this Saturday is 420. There's your reminder. We're getting together at a top secret location at 4:20 in the afternoon with the Dirty Heads. It's a joint venture, Klein Alley Show, Hulu, High Hopes, Dirty Heads. You, of course, make this thing complete, and we'd love you to join us. Caller 20 now, 800-520-1067. 1-800-520-1067. You'll need those numbers later this hour if you'd like to go to Coachella Weekend 2 and be a part of the 10-second talent show, or if you just want to text us because we say something that you don't like. You're more than welcome to engage on the text line. It's the exact same number.
310 said my brother-in-law used to do this for the police when he was 14. So he would try and buy cigarettes and then get the stores busted, like a sting team.
So they did I remember at my high school, I think it was high school or junior high, they did a casting call to get kids that would agree to go do this and try to bust some stores where I grew up. And I said, no way. Like I said, whoa, who's going to do that?
That sounds sketchy. Even to put out like a casting call, like searching for teen boys.
Yeah, that's what they said. We all met in this guy's backyard.
Or fighting crime together.
No, it was
Come on and join us.
The school made like an announcement. If you'd like to help the police, there's something, and you could do it. And I remember us all being like, "Oh no!" We knew even then. We're like, "Snitches get stitches."
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, Klein, growing up, but I had one go-to liquor store that they didn't give a crap, and they would also get busted, and then they would just lay low for a couple of weeks, and then they continue to sell to minors.
Yeah. Well, we found. I told you the sweet spot we found was the little convenience store in the basement of the retirement home where they kind of let the old people work so they felt like they had a purpose, but they had no idea what was going on. And if you just went in there and made chit-chat, they would sell you anything. They're like, you're buying a lot of beverages.
Or when you're that old, they don't really know other people's ages very well anymore.
Right.
They're like, you look about 30, and you're like, I'm 15.
Yeah, thank you. I'm 30.
Yeah, and to correct, Vanessa doesn't look like a child normally, but if you were to put her in like a... No, I'm saying you do look like an adult. You just look like a short adult. And if we could put pigtails on you, give you the lollipop, and put you in a jumper, you could easily pass off as a teenager or a full-on child.
Someone suggested we just should plant her in a stroller and leave her out front like her mom left her, and then she could ask for beer. That's a crazy idea. Hey, Marissa, you're on the phone right now, which means that you don't get enough of us during the week, and you'd like to hang out with us on the weekend as well. Is that true?
100% true.
Beautiful. Saturday, you are going to join us for the 420 hang, a joint venture with the Dirty Heads and Hulu's High Hopes. All right, you're in.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Can't wait to meet you and hang out with you on Saturday. If you want more chances to win, you'll have them throughout the day, every hour, start of every hour, all day long. Nicole's got them, Megan's got them, and we'll see you on Saturday at a top secret location. Don't tell anyone.
Klein Alley Show.